Today's class will discuss about qualification of directors, disqualification of directors and directors identification number. So let us look into the topic qualification of directors. So in fact, as per the Companies Act 2013, it does not prescribe any academic or professional qualification. But there are certain qualifications which the director should possess. Firstly, a director must be an individual. So if it is an association or a body corporate or company which cannot be appointed as the director. Director must be an individual. Secondly, a director must hold qualification shares. So qualification shares means he should hold nominal value of shares which should not exceed rupees 5,000. So he has to hold worth rupees 5,000 shares. So what does it mean? He can purchase one share worth rupees 5,000 or n number of shares also, but total should be 5,000. It should not exceed more than that. That is called as qualification shares. So if you want to become a director, you have to hold qualification shares. A director must be a person of sound mind. Only a sound mind person can be appointed as the director. So what is sound mind? If the person has the ability to think, or if he has the ability to understand and reason oneself, then only he can be called as sound mind person. Otherwise, unsound mind cannot be appointed as the director of the company. The director must not suffer from any of the disqualification. So the director must not suffer from any of the disqualification, which we will be discussing in the next topic in detail, that is disqualification of director. So what are the disqualification of director? When the director disqualified to become a director? A person who has been found to be of unsound mind, as I said in the next previous slide, if the person is not having the ability to think or reason or judge himself, then he will be called as person of unsound mind. He cannot draw any decision. So such person will not be qualified to become a member. A person who is an undischarged insolvent. A person who has submitted insolvency petition to the court or a bankruptcy petition to the court, and the whole debts are still being assessed by the court. Now court is in the process of assessing the debt. They have not declared him as the insolvent. It is in the process. So the person has applied to the court, but the judgment is pending or the declaration is pending that he is insolvent. So he will be called as undischarged insolvent. He has filed an insolvency petition, but the court is still assessing the debts of a person. So even in such a case, he will be disqualified to become a member. A person who has not paid calls on shares for a period of 6 months. So if the person who has not paid calls on the shares or the arrears etc. for a period of 6 months, he will be disqualified to become a director. A person who has been sentenced at least 6 months imprisonment. Suppose if he has committed any offence, or if he is guilty of any offence, or he committed any offence, then he was in jail for a period of 6 months, such a person is disqualified to become a member. A person who has disqualified by an order of the court. If the court itself declares that he will be disqualified to become a member, then there is no question of further discussion. A person who has not been allotted DIN. So DIN is nothing but Director's Identification Number. So every director should have Director's Identification Number. It is the identification number given by the central government to the directors. So every director must hold Director's Identification Number. If they do not hold Director's Identification Number, then they will be disqualified to become a member director. A person who is already a director, already he is an existing director and he has not filed financial statement or the annual returns for a period of 3 years. And if he fails to repay the deposit or fails to pay the interest on debt or the dividend on shares etc., means he is not fulfilling his duties, then also he will be disqualified to become a director. So now let us discuss in detail. DIN is nothing but Director's Identification Number. It is very simple. It is the number, or it is the identification number which is allotted by the central government to the directors for the purpose of identification, so that they can have a record of all the directors. Only if the director's identification number has been allotted, then the individual can be appointed as the director. So without director's identification number, a person cannot be appointed as the directors. There are certain provisions relating to director's identification number, legal provisions. Firstly, meaning of director's identification number. That is already explained. So director's identification number is an identification number given by the central government to the directors. Application for allotment of director's identification number. Suppose if the individual who want to become the director of the company, what he has to do? Firstly, he has to file an application for allotment to the central government in the appropriate format and with the prescribed fee. So any individual who would like to become the director of a company, first step is they have to file an application to the central government in the prescribed form and with the prescribed fee. Allotment of director's identification number. Once if the person has sent the application, so it is the duty of the central government to allot the director's identification number. Now within 1 month of receipt of such application, central government will allot the director's identification number to the director. Next, prohibition to obtain more than one director's identification number. So the director cannot apply for more than one DIN. He can have only one director's identification number. More than one director's identification number, it is prohibited as per the Companies Act. Information of director's identification number by the directors. What is this? Intimation of director's identification number by the directors. It is the duty of the director who has to send this information to the company. If they have allotted the director's identification number, then the director has to intimate this information to the company within 1 month of receipt of such number. So they will be having a time period, that is 1 month. Within 1 month, they have to intimate the information to the company. Information of director's identification number. Now director will be sending the information to the company. Company has to send the information regarding the director's identification number to the registrar or to any official or to the any authority. So if director has to send, company has to send the information to the registrar or to the authority, etc. Obligation to indicate director's identification number. Suppose if any person or if the company want to furnish any details regarding the director's identification number, so every person or the company, they have to quote that particular number in their requirements. So where any information relating to director is required to furnish, they want to obtain the information relating to director. So they have to quote the director's identification number. So it is obligation, it is compulsory that every person seeking the information regarding the directors, they have to quote director's identification number. Lastly, punishment for contravention. If any director or the company who contravenes the above provisions or who does not follow the above provisions, then they will be punishable with imprisonment up to 6 months or with a fine up to ₹50,000. 6 months imprisonment and 50,000 fine. Or even after the punishment, if the default continues, if the contravention continues, then further fine up to ₹5,000 for each day of default. Then he will be liable to pay the fine up to ₹5,000 for each day of default.